Democracy?
This is the show where we talk about news,
Politics, arts, science, and everything that's impacting the current state right now. So in this video, what I would like to try to do is compare and contrast the ideal democracy with the democracy that we in Canada have today. But instead of doing this by myself, I thought I would change the format a little bit and invite somebody else to have a conversation about the concept of democracy and its application in today's world. I thought this would be appropriate in this video because the concept of democracy is that everybody gets their voice heard. So please welcome my sister, Alison. So, just to begin, what do you think is an ideal democracy?
In my mind, an ideal democracy is one where the values and opinions of each and every citizen is in some way represented.
Yeah, that's similar to my idea of democracy as well. The concept of democracy, like I stated before, is that everybody has an equal representation in the government. However, in today's parliamentary party system, it is very difficult for each MP to have similar amounts of power just because of the nature of the parliamentary system.
So what exactly is it about the parliamentary system that makes it the problem?
I think what's really at fault is the party system, because one, it focuses too much on the leaders of the party, and then it gets into personal matters that have really nothing to do with politics. But then also, the MPs are unable to do their primary duty, which is represent their constituents, just because of the fact that if they are a backbencher in the majority party, or if they hold a seat but they're in the minority party, they don't really have much say in what's happening in Parliament. I know, to me, there are many aspects of today's democracy that don't really add up with the idealistic concept. One of those is the first-past-the-post system of how we elect our leaders, as well as many other aspects. I was just wondering what you thought was a detrimental factor to the concept of democracy not being fully applied in Canada today.
Maybe due to the fact that the first election I ever voted in, shortly after I turned 18, was the election with the referendum about representational government. In being a responsible citizen, and thereby being a citizen who votes, I wanted to be as aware of the issues as possible. So not only did I research all of the parties, but I also researched what representational government would mean. So after having done my research, I thought that the referendum would be a shoo-in and would have passed for sure. But I think due to the fact that many political parties had put out attack ads and other means of deteriorating the view of this referendum, it did not pass because the public was simply afraid of what it might mean, when in reality it was the best way to truly, as the name might suggest, represent all of us.
Yeah, so you are talking about proportional representation, just
Yes.
to clarify? That would be a fantastic system to have and really contribute to our democracy. As a young person who has not yet been able to vote, because I've just turned 18 last year and there has not been an election since then, one of the main concerns for me is voter apathy, or when certain citizens aren't really concerned with what is happening with their government. Personally, I think it's just because they don't really realize how much government affects us. Although this is not on a federal level, it is on a provincial level. I recently spent some time in the hospital due to medical issues, and having that available to me, for free, was absolutely amazing. Just being able to heal and to take that time to rest without having any concerns about my family paying for it was a huge help to me. That is just one example of how government affects everybody every single day.
I see that a lot, actually. I've been a student at the University of Guelph for the past 4 years and have actually worked in residence for the past 3. And in doing work in residence, one of the big jobs that we have during an election time is trying to get students out to vote. We had polls that have been on campus, and they are actually getting more and more successful each year. But that being said, our generation is definitely one of the worst. We have people who just simply don't care to vote, and in doing so, they don't realize the impact they can have.
We do have to just accept the system that we have today, but not lie down for it. So no matter what, I encourage you to get involved in whatever political party you want to. Just get involved in the society that we have today, so really we can attain that ideal picture of democracy where everybody is represented equally in Parliament and everybody can have their voices heard. If you would hit that like button down below, that means a lot. Also, if you would like to tell us your views on democracy, even if you don't live in Canada, if you live anywhere in the world, tell us about your government, how you feel about it, and if there's anything that you can do to improve it. If you would like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel. That would be wonderful. I am Ieva Van Geest Mikelsons.
And I'm Alison Mikelsons.
And this is The Current State.